Hi everyone, this is Deb. Welcome to Crack the Vault, which is a collaboration that is hosted by Jamie, who is Poetspice here on YouTube. I have been doing this collab with her a couple of years now, I think. And I really enjoy it because the idea of it is to pull things out that are 6 months old or older that we haven't used in that long at least, or that have been never used. So I have three things I'm going to work with for this particular April video, which will be on Good Friday, the 18th. This one is Echinacea, and it's by Woodware Craft Collection, which I'm sure I got at oh gosh, scrapbook.com. And I think it was either last year or early this year, but I've never used it. I can't remember exactly when I got it, but it was put away in with my flower stamp, so probably last year, I'm thinking. Anyway, I kind of need a get well card or two. And Echinacea, I believe, is like a light pink with more dark in the middle. And so I'm going to like those colors. And I'll make a couple extra, although those I will not be, I don't have a die, so I'm not going to fussy cut that. I'm just going to stamp it on something big enough and color it in, but I might do a few of them. And then I have this from Pink and Maine. It's called Bold Leaves, and I have coordinating dies, including for the sentiments. So um, a friend of mine that watches my YouTube sometimes has not been doing well. She's getting better, I believe. But she had something happen, and she's not in her home right now, but she's wanting to do some crafting. So I sent her a little bit, but she needs like die cut images and stuff like that. So I plan on stamping and coloring some of these and die cutting them, and those will go to her. And same, some of these might as well. And then I have this from Stampin' Up, which is from the annual catalog that is getting ready to retire at the end of April. So I probably bought these April 2024. So yeah, that's a year old. And guess what? Clearly never used. And I do think I used this part of this die, but I don't think I used anything else. I seem to remember die cutting some little flowers. So that's what I pulled out to use for Friday, April 18th. And I'll be back in a few here to show you what I made. See you soon. Okay, everyone. I am here and sorry. And this is part one. Um, the first set that I used is this Woodware Craft Collection. I used all the stamps. I stamped the image 3 times. I used Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I did use alcohol markers to color them in. This one is in Fleur de Flamingo Light and Dark. All the greens are Granny Apple Green Light and Dark, and the Echinacea centers are Copper Clay and light Copper Clay and light Peach Pie on all three. This one is Bubble Bath Light and Pink, so Fleur de Flamingo Light and Dark, Bubble Bath Light and Dark, and this one is Fresh Freesia Light and Dark, because I was looking at a picture on my phone and these didn't seem bright enough pink to me. And I thought, well, let me try Fresh Freesia because it's sort of a purple, a pinky purple. Um, I don't know, maybe I should have used some other color, but anyway, that's what I used. Um, Bubble Bath, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, and then I did stamp the 3 sentiments. The Get Well Soon I stamped in Granny Apple Green. This is a 1.5 inch circle punch, and these are a scallop punch that's 1 3/4 inch, so that worked out well. I think my Granny Apple Green ink is getting a little dry though. Echinacea, I just stamped on some leftover strips, and she can choose to use them or not as the flower identifier. And these I stamped in Tuxedo Black, and I just used the Timeless label punch, which is retired. stamped them in black, and then I gave her some strips in all four of the colors, the Bubble Bath, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, and this one. And if she wants, she can put these on a strip, you know, across like this or something on like this. That's up to her, you know, for my friend that's getting these. And I should have made them just a little wider, maybe. I measured wrong. I might recut them to be 1/4 inch wider this way. And then I did punch some extras in case she has stamps there. I know she said she has some ink with her, or was getting it, but and I just stamped or punched some extras of the scallop punches and just a few of the white to stamp on, so she can use them for whatever. And I'm gonna put these in a little like a envelope, almost like a little mini card kit, you know. I don't know if she wants gems or not, because cards for soldiers, I'm not sure. This is just an extra, so maybe I'll put these in here and put that behind it so she knows that's an extra. Oops. Ah. Anyway, that's part one, and I'll be back and show you when I get the other two sets used these. So I'll be back soon. See you soon. Hello again. This is part two of Crack the Vault. Same video, just different section. And so this is what I made using the Pink and Main bold leaves. I see I have the greetings. I have them upside down in there. Anyway, there's dies for everything. This is the only one of the leaves that don't have to be colored in, unless you stamp them on colored cardstock, which is, so what I did, I did them, I used my Stamparatus, my stamping platform that I have for these, and because I knew I was going to stamp them multiple times, but look at my fingers. I had such a mess. And anyway, these were stamped in Old Olive and colored in with Old Olive, I believe. Light Old Olive. Or, yeah. Or, no, I think they were colored in with dark Granny Apple Green. And then I stamped these also in Old Olive on Pear Pizzazz paper. And I got some of them a little off in the cutting, just at the stem. Like here, there's a little much on the one side. And some of the little things aren't popped out, so I'll go through and fix them. And then these were stamped in Shaded Spruce and colored in with Granny Apple Green. So I think these were colored in with Old Olive, actually. Light, and I used Old Olive to stamp. So this was Garden Green and Granny Apple Green. And then this was Garden Green on Granny Apple Green. So I didn't have to color them. And so there's 4 different types of leaves in 4 different ways. And then this one, I didn't have to color, so I just did a bunch. I think this is Garden Green on Pear Pizzazz, perhaps, and I have 3 of those. This looks like Garden Green on white, and that one's a little off that way. But this one's okay, and this one's okay. And then these are Shaded Spruce, but that one got really light for some reason. I might just toss that one. And this one's a little off. I might toss both of them. Anyway, there's a bunch of those. And then when I was doing the sentiments that were in the set, I realized this might have been an autumn set, so maybe I should have done some of these in leaf, autumn leaf colors. I don't know, because one of the greetings is autumn greetings, and each greeting I did at least 3 times. I think one of them I might have done 4. This was done in a dark brown early espresso, and Grateful for You, also kind of as autumn-ish, like Thanksgiving, but that can be used anytime. And then Hello Friend. I thought these would be a little harder to line up. Most of them I got pretty good. I actually found the thank you, the smaller one was one of the easiest ones to do. It didn't cut out that white part though, like these did. And then lastly, many blessings. And I think I had some trouble with lining that one up. That's, yeah, see that one's kind of crooked. Um, that one too. I had trouble with this one. I think there's three of them. Yeah, they're all a little off down here. I could not quite get that one right, but the rest of them are pretty good. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 sentiments and however many, 4, 8, 12, 16, and I don't know, probably about another, probably about 20 or 20, 22 um, leaves of various sorts. So I hope that my friend will enjoy these. I'm gonna package this stuff up, and whatever she doesn't use, I've already told her, feel free to either pass along or just toss it. I'm gonna bag these in little separate bags so they don't get mixed up, and then put them in a larger bag. And then I still have to do part 3, which is going to be Flowers of Beauty, which I have never used except maybe these 2 die strips here. Yeah, these have never been off the sheet, and these have never been stamped, which I showed in the first part of the video. You can see, never stamped. So I'm going to be doing those. Now these are 2-step. I might change my mind on this because I am not the best at 2-step stamping. So we shall see. Okay, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next part. Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so the third part of Crack the Vault I have for you today is everything I made. Remember, this is for a friend that I'm sending this to so she can create her own projects, but she needed some die cuts. So I stamped all of these except these 2, which go together. It's a 2-step stamp. And these little ones here. I did do a couple of these, but I had some difficulty with those, so there's only 3 of them, and you'll see all the rest. And I did use all the dies except the ones that cut out those things I didn't stamp. I did do some of these. I did do these. I didn't do this one. I will be doing that still before I send this off. That to me looks, either greens. I think I might do some of that in yellows and maybe beige or something too. I don't know. We'll see. So here's what I did. I did 2 of each, I think, of these, or 3. 2. These are 2 steps, so you stamp the outline first and then you stamp the color. So what I did is I used the same color but stamped off to make it a little lighter. And then there's a separate stamp. You can stamp the little stemmy things inside. So this is Petunia Pop. And all the centers are done in Granny Apple Green. This is Pretty in Pink. I'm not sure I love the green on there. And then this is Peach Pie. That one I got a little off when I cut it, but it's still okay. Oops, it's upside down though. There we go. Not so bad. And then I thought I'd just give this person 2 of each color card mats. So these are, I think 5 1/4 by 4. So she said she already has card bases, but I thought if she wanted mats for, she could put designer paper on top if she has some that'll go, or whatever, or just use ink and put, stamp a design or splatter a design or whatever. So then there were these little flowers, and they're also 2-step outline, and I stamped off again, and these are in Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Calypso Coral hiding under there. This is a die cut I had that was in with my Granny Apple Green paper, and I believe I did 3, 4 of each of these. Yeah, 4 of each of these. So I just took a piece of paper like this, stamped them, stamped them down the row, and then I had to do the leaves too, and I did the same thing. I stamped them down in a row and colored them in with alcohol marker. Now there was a stamp to do a two-step for this, and I completely missed that for some reason, or didn't realize it was there. But it was faster to do these by hand anyway. So I did some in, let's see if I can remember, Old Olive, light and dark. I stamped it in Old Olive. Shaded Spruce, and this one I don't like, but I'll send it anyway. Granny Apple Green, light and dark, and this one I went over it in the dark. And I don't love that, but I'll send it anyway. So yeah, that's what I did with those. And then for dies, oh, I missed these. Like I said, I only had 3 of the tall ones. They were hard for me to line up for some reason. Anyway, Melon Mambo, I think Garden Green, and Daffodil Delight. Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight. And I cut Calypso Coral, which can be used with any of these instead. And they can also be used with these little flowers. So those and these. And these, there's 2 or 3 of these. I think there's 4 yellow ones actually, because I had more of that paper and scrap, 3 of the Melon Mambo, and 2 of the Calypso Coral. I did not cut any card panels in the green. I don't know. I just because it's going to be used as accents. Like I don't like you could go like this and have a flower like that or have it sticking out like that. Whatever. Anyway, I did these. These were just dies, and these are in Garden Green. There's 3 of those, I think, or 4. 4 of those. I think I just had extra paper I had to use. Most of them, I think there are 3. This is Shaded Spruce. These are all Stampin' Up! Colors, by the way. This is Granny Apple Green. And this is Old Olive. Oops, I missed a little thing to punch out there. There we go. Old Olive. And this is Pear Pizzazz, which is a retired color. I'm not a demonstrator, but I just have these colors still. So anyway, yeah, lots of these. There's another little one I missed getting. They came out really well. I just missed brushing a few of them, I guess. I thought they were all out. Anyway, those can be used with these or with anything else, actually, that this individual chooses to make with them. And I think there's one more thing. Yep. The little strips of flowers I did in Mango Melody, Calypso Coral, and Daffodil Delight as well. And I'm also going to send these negatives because they could be used as a border. So let's say you had Calypso Coral. You could, adhere this to it, snip the edges off, and there you have a nice little border on either side. Or the little one, or this one is a double one. Let's see, we could put that on the pink maybe, or the yellow. We'll just put on the yellow for showing up. That's the large and the small, so I thought that would make a cute little border. Or the other thing is, I believe she has some inks. I don't know if she has any brushes or daubers, but she could make a design, use it as a stencil. So I'm going to send those along as well as the little baggie of flour. So however many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 8 of each color done here. Here's the Melon Mambo. It's a little wider scrap that I had, and then these were thinner scraps that I had. So I use scraps to do these, but I'll send them along as well as all the little flowers. And I even managed to, I think, save all the little circle dots. The small ones have the center cut out. I don't know that she'll be up for doing that, but I sent them anyway, and she can just toss them. So that is the last thing that I have, and I'll try to Well, let me just bring them in. I have the other stuff bagged up already. These were the echinacea we started with, and all the bits are behind those, and I did put card mats in. That was from a Woodward set. I did find these card mats that I had done, I think, on a live like a year ago or so. So they've been sitting here. I have not used them. Um, and maybe that one has to be cut down. Maybe she can make use of those as well. And this one was an embossed with, oh gosh, I guess I stamped it in color and then embossed it with an embossing folder, I think. I can't remember. And this was an embossing folder, but I just brushed color on it, the owls. I just haven't used these. They've been in my little card making bin over here. So I'll send those along. And then the second one I did, the pink and Maine bold leaves, they're all bagged up already, and I've shown those and the sentiments in my last part. So yeah, I'll be packaging these up as well, and that's all I have for Crack the Vault on Friday, April 18th. Please do go check out Poetspice and check everyone else out that's listed down below. If the links don't work, just copy the channel into the search bar on YouTube and you'll be able to find them that way. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I know this is a little longer than usual for this collab, but I just had a lot to share. Hope you enjoyed and take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now. Hugs, love, and peace.